As we look back on 2022, the Pacific Northwest has seen its fair share of extreme weather. And if you're hoping to spend more time in nature this year, Oregon state parks can help with that. Now, the city of Portland set a record this year that has the city reeling, the most homicides in 1 year. This fire spread fast. Just to give you an idea, we were here earlier today around 4 p.m. and fire officials told us the fire was at 350-ish acres. Several hours later, we're at 2,000 acres, 5% contained. At least 30 units were on scene for a good hour or so, and as you can see by the flashing lights behind me, some remain on the scene, and so far 60 horses now call this place home. Now, this shelter opened on Sunday afternoon in direct response to the evacuation orders. Cooler temperatures and less fog once again help firefighters make progress overnight, and right now I'm in Camas at the command post, and if I step out of the way, you'll see tents where firefighters from different departments are staying as they take on this blaze. Good, how are you? Good to see you. Nice to see you too. Wooden pellets on hand, dozens of volunteers showed up in the Pearl District Sunday morning ready to work.
I help support folks on the street in whatever way I can. All the people who are here do the same thing.
Mimi German spearheaded this effort to build 3 housing structures for the houseless at the intersection of Northwest Davis and Park.
At every turn, there's a sweep.
The move, she says, is in response to the city's sweeps of homeless camps. The plan is to erect these tents right here in the park to house people like this woman who didn't want to appear on camera but says her camp was recently cleared.
They're like really early, like 7:45. You know, it was 8 o'clock when I woke up to them taking my tent down with me in their sleep.
The group faced pushback Sunday. Portland Police and Portland Parks and Rec wanted to see a permit. Instead, they were handed a piece of legislation.
House Bill 4001 that allows nonprofits and religious organizations during an emergency housing crisis to provide shelter in the city.
But city workers were not familiar with the bill, and here's why. According to the Oregon Legislature website, HB 4001 was recommended to pass in 2020, but the session ended before it was finalized. People in the neighborhood had mixed feelings about the project.
18 years ago, we'd walk through this park
with our grandchildren
at night, and we think, can you believe how cool this is?
Phil and Debbie Esther say the neighborhood deteriorated over the years with crime, drug usage, and mental health concerns with the homeless population. The couple is all for the group providing services and support at the park,
but not to live here.
Neighbor Dave Taylor agrees.
It's terrible down here. Just all the drugs and, people being homeless and needing help.
But welcomes the tents here to help the homeless.
That's awesome. It's great.
After the 3 main tents were up, volunteers pitched dozens of smaller ones around the park, ignoring calls from police to stop the work.
We'll just keep erecting these all around. Every time there's a sweep, we'll put more up because the city needs to stop doing sweeps.
Christelle, KGW News. 9 friends, 1 piece of advice.
Surround yourself with good friends and keep those friends.
Words this group has lived by.
No tales of debauchery.
For decades.
We were 16.
They all grew up around here, near Glendovier Golf Course in Northeast Portland. Eric Wilson remembers those days well.
Do you think that the statute of limitations has expired? In the summertime, you get a block of ice, put a towel on it, and then slide down the fairways at the golf course. So we used to sneak out here in the middle of the night all the time and do that.
We were always causing some degree of trouble.
But in high school, causing trouble isn't really what they were known for.
We were the drama guys. That's how we all met, was on stage doing theater.
Now back where it all started.
I've known Tony since like 1978.
33 years.
These memories take center stage.
It was the second Saturday in June in 1987. We were all standing at the Multnomah Kennel Club, and Dennis and Scott and I were graduating. We kind of knew that an era was coming to an end.
But with that end came a new resolution.
So we said, we're going to be here at 7:30 every year on the second Saturday in June. And the next year, we all showed up. And the next year, we all showed up.
Fast forward 35 years.
It was actually, I think it was just headed straight for the pin.
Generally, we golf. Generally, we play poker. Generally, we act like we were 18 again.
Even with everyone scattered across Oregon and Washington, they keep showing up.
You know, we've seen each other through marriages where we've all been each other's groomsmen and signed each other's wedding certificates. We've been each other's shoulder to cry on in divorces.
Then there was this year.
I have stage 4 cancer.
Tony Schneider was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2019.
You know, I don't know how much time I have left.
He's in the hospital every other week for chemotherapy.
It's horror, shock, sadness.
Cancer is relentless, and it's just something you have to fight because I have no other choice.
You don't spend an entire life friends with someone and not be completely wrecked.
These friends have kept each other strong.
He has never once been sad. He has never once been, held down by it, and he has just pushed through, and he's got this bucket list of things he wants to do.
One of my bucket list items to see one game in every major league park.
Now they're putting their lives on hold to make that happen together.
I wanted to go with Tony because I don't know how much time we have. And so
they joined Tony on a 3-week adventure up and down the East Coast. They caught dozens of games and made new memories.
A lot of memories.
Now more precious than ever.
It's part of his dream, and that's what you do for each other.
Whether at the ballpark or out on the links,
it isn't so much what we do, it's that we're together.
These friends have become family.
I'm just really thankful for these guys.
An unbreakable bond that started with a promise.
This has been a really remarkable, fulfilling friendship.
A promise to last a lifetime.
And know that no matter what, we're there for each other.
Together, no matter what. Now, Tony really wants to emphasize the importance of getting a colonoscopy. Before his diagnosis, he said he had no symptoms, no clue something was wrong. Now, he's fighting that battle with friends on his side. I'm Christelle for KGW News.